We're shedding our masks and breaking down walls. Hell, we may even drop our drawers. That's right. We're going commando with Angela and Dana. Hi, my name is Dana Sardano, and this is Angela DeMarco, and we are going commando.
Do it.
We're doing it. Going Commando is a little show that we put together because we understand the importance of authenticity, of stepping into your greatness, embracing it, being who you are, and shouting it from the rooftops. And we make a point to do that on the regular, and we're hoping by doing so, we give you permission to do the same. So thank you for joining us, and good morning, Ms. Angela.
Good morning, Danny. I love how, what really sums up Going Commando in 2 words, and you said it, it's like my new thing. It's like our mantra. Ridiculous authenticity.
Yep.
We are ridiculously authentic. So yeah, welcome, join, happy whatever day it is for you that you're watching.
Yeah. Happy day. Happy day. Okay. Before we get started, I gotta go off. I gotta go off. So we have a watcher, a viewer, a friend of the show. Her name is Debbie. Subscriber. Hit smash that bell. But her name is Debbie. She is a Canadian friend, and I got to tell you, I'll save it. She's a Canadian friend, and I was on the Soaring Prophets, which they're a podcast in Canada. Really, really, really cool guys, you know. And she watched the show and was taken with what I had to say. And here's what I like about Debbie. She immediately was like, I like what she has to say, and went out and bought both books. Went out and bought 10 Rex and Decoding the Woo Woo because it spoke to her.
And read them.
And reported back and connected with me on social media and was like, you have no idea how these books have affected me and changed my life.
Great.
Here's where it gets better. Guess what happens next? So then I told her about Commando and she started watching it and she's interacting and she's like, and every once in a while, both Angela and I will just get a random message from her and she's like, you have no idea how what you're doing has changed my life. She is because she's a warrior, because not only is she watching Gold Star, not only is she watching, not only is she interacting, because that's all we want, but she is she's walking the walk and she is living to tell about it, and she's celebrating and shouting from the rooftops. So Debbie won a Prezi in the mail a couple weeks ago. I sent her a mug because she answered it, because she had, commented. Sent her a Prezi in the mail.
Takes, folks. We're
And so she had my address and she surprised me and she sent me a box in the mail. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay. What's Dana's box?
Oh my God. Yeah. Right. New game. What's in Dana's box? We don't have time for that. We're talking about this one. Okay, first of all, my favorite. You ready? I am so excited. Wait. You have no idea. My kids are like, what is that? Like, what? And I'm like, and now it's, Mommy got fan mail. I'm like, I did. I got fan mail. Oh no. I got a Canadian beaver. Like,
Yay!
Come on. Wait. Dude, pens, pencils, socks, Canada. Oh, no, that's a change purse. What change? Because heroes make change. She wrote me a note. Oh my God. Dude, you don't even know. She works for the Humane Society. Look at my shirt. A mug. Oh, wait. Dude. Oh my God, it doesn't stop. And then candy. Candy everywhere. Oh my God. Pencils. Fucking Maple gummies. Oh my God, you don't even know. This polar bear with the Canada on it. It's one of those things that you pull back and it zooms across the room. Oh my God, dude. You don't even know.
Stop it.
Dude. I love you, Debbie. I am having the best time. When I saw this is my favorite. This is my new.
This is your screenshot, by the way.
This is my screenshot. Wait, get a good one. Debbie, I freaking love you so much. You made my day into the next day, into the next. This is awesome. I have to take the hat off because my head is too big, and the whole episode I'm going to leave it on as long as I can.
I think you look adorable.
It's not about looking adorable. It's about because I have such a big head. We talked about this.
I know.
It will eventually start to do this.
Take it off.
Yeah, I'm going to take it off. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Because, we drew attention to it. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So anyway, with that said, dude, thanks for the nails. Powder. Thanks for the nails. Like little maple leaves. Dude, she went off. I know. She was like, putting stuff in the box and like she saw some sort of Canada thing. And she was like, oh, no, that's going to go in there. Oh, when I saw the maple leaf gummies, I lost my shit. So thank you. We love you. You're my number 1 fan.
Debbie, I swear, I rarely see Dana this worked up. I mean, this is like
Prezzies in the mail. Go both ways, people. It's the best.
Prezzies in the mail. Oh my goodness. Okay. So Debbie, you are a rock star. You are amazing. We love you so much.
We love you.
We want, can we clone you? Because if we could just clone you, that would be amazing.
That's really, truly, when I ask myself, because we all have our goals or dreams or aspirations. And when I'm like, what, my little change person, my little Canadian money.
Okay. Was it because you make change?
Because heroes make change. So, yeah. So when I think about like what I want, you would go, fame and fortune and riches. Really, what we do, what Angela and I do, and others like us, we do it from our guts. We do it from our soul. We do it because we've done it and we know how good it feels. So we're like kind of like showing the way by being the way in a weird sort of corny way. And when people respond to that and then their lives change because of it, and it's total fucking, and they tell 2 friends and so on, I am like, like, you have no idea, Debbie. You have no idea.
Oh, Debbie.
Debbie. And I said Debbie. So I said to Rob, I'm like, Rob, does this mean I can't rag on Canada anymore? He's like, no, man. Now you got the gear. Now you got the gear when you rag on Canada. We love you. We love Canada. God. Profits. If you see any of this, love you guys too. Canada. Okay.
Go Canada. Teresa. Mwah. Not the
another Canadian. Oh my God, we got a list. Oh yeah. Julie Trent. Okay, we can do this all day long. All right. So thanks for coming. So Angela, why are we here?
Oh, Jesus Christmas. Okay. Oh, that was hilarious. I'm so sorry. But honestly, I just want to put a fine tip on it. Why we're actually here is because like when we do get those messages from Debbie, that's worth its weight in gold. Like that's why we want to get our message out, because we can help so much, because we've been there, we've done this, and we know it, we know it helps so much. I have transformed my life in the time that I've been with this beautiful blonde crazy lady
who has mug water up her nose, by the way, because I laughed into my mug water. I'm like trying to be like classy about it, and I'm like, okay, go on. So this beautiful blonde, go on.
Yes, I am who I am with Dana. But seriously, like that getting those like messages from Debbie, and Debbie's connected with Dana more so because of the books, and I'm just like, I get like the peripheral like goodness of it all, and it's just like, oh my God, guys, that's what this is all about. That's what this whole thing is all about. Right now we're talking chakras, but everything that we do in every single episode, we're sharing our stories from the trenches, how we like kind of recovered and healed and now live in this beautiful, peaceful, contentful world while there's chaos and shit going on, while there's divorce, while there's struggles. We're doing it and we're happy. We're happy. Yeah. We just want to help you guys be happy too.
Yep. Yeah. And this whole thing about uplifting and inspiring, Debbie, and those like you, because you're not the only one that has like said nice things to us, but you're the only one who sent me your box.
Seriously. Debbie, you win.
Beaver box. I'm putting this guy right here. But it's you inspire us as well. Because when we hear your stories of overcoming and your stories of greatness, it inspires me to not to be even greater, but to continue, because it's not always easy. I got out of bed this morning. I get aches and pains everywhere because I'm working through some stuff. And I'm like, well, I just wanted to stop. But when we experience other people who are going through what we go through and they come out the other side, right? Doesn't it make you want to even, I don't know,
more
crush life more?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't help it. And I can't help it too, because I like everything that like you've taught me is now just the way I look at the world, right?
Yep.
Like, okay,
Yep.
let's find the common thread here. Let's go through this, because every experience has a reason, you know. Like
you're welcome.
I exist. I know. I'm probably annoying to most people, but it's just this great way of being, because every time you overcome something that's a struggle, just one little struggle, and you figure out why, then you overcome it, then all of a sudden like magic opens, and like, oh, you feel peace, and you feel happiness, and you feel joy, and you're like, oh, wow, this used to like drive me bananas. I can see my ex-husband's name. He came to my house yesterday to pick up Maddie. He beat me. He fought me for custody. There was no way I was ever going to be able to look at that man, the sound of his voice. And here he is walking up my driveway, shaking hands with my other ex-husband. And I'm like, wow, this is weird. It's just crazy. But none of it made me cringe. None of it made me run away. None of it made me go like in the corner sucking my thumb. Like, I've healed. I've recovered. I've moved on. And they were my greatest teachers. I have no regrets. No regrets.
And we're going to talk about this when we talk about the crown chakra. But one of the attributes to the crown chakra is remaining calm in a sea of chaos. You know, there's a misconception that when you stay balanced and centered and peaceful, that you don't care, or that, you know, you have no compassion. It's the opposite. Because I care, because I have compassion, because I've been there and I understand what the world needs from me is to be peaceful.
Yes.
That's what you need from me. So I'm gifting you that myself first, and then to you. You know what I mean? Yes, okay. So should we talk about today's episode?
So it's today's episode. Okay, that was a long intro. So let's see how we can do this. Okay, so we are in season 6. We're talking all about balance, and the way that we're kind of going through this season is Dana wrote a book called Veda Finds Her Crown, and she's created these beautiful characters, that little childlike characters that represent each chakra. And each character goes on this little adventure to figure out, you know, like where they're banged up, and you kind of go through that. But so we're taking that kind of format from the book, and it's available on phenom-publishing.com. I'll put the link up. In the back of the book, there's a workbook, and Dana goes through each chakra asking the questions, like prompting journaling, just different things that you can do on your own to kind of just figure out, like, if you're banged up in certain areas. And it's an excavation. It's a revealing. It's not something to be feared. It's something you could do by yourself. But if you wanted to follow along with us, you can go back to the beginning of the season, and we're just going through each chakra, and we're spending 2 episodes per chakra, because we're talking about first, like, age of resonance, practicality, what it means, blah, blah, blah. And then where it's imbalanced. And then the second one, we're talking about the balanced version of it and how you can get there. So today we're all the way up to our third eye, episode number 2 of the third eye. And we're talking about like the magic and the big picture and all that kind of stuff, and just being able to like take a step back. So, so let's dive in and balance this motherfucker.
So the last episode, we wound up going in the direction a lot of talking about children and their imbalances, which is really, really important, and how we learn. You know what I mean? Like if I tend to be more of an auditory learner, then my gifts as they open up will lean towards that. But I really want to focus today. We're going to do the questions. We're going to go through the questions. But one of the things that I want to focus today is I just want to remind people that even though when people think the third eye chakra, they think of like the magic and like the giftedness and all that. But really, yes, it's about your imagination and your intuition, but it's also about your vision and your discernment. Because without vision, without the ability to see past your present immediate circumstances and to see it in a big picture and to see the parts that pertain to that whole with a W, and then to get there, there's the imagination, intuition. It's muddy, because of that vision. And discernment, when you live in fear, this is all previous chakra stuff. When you live in fear, when you carry irrational beliefs, when you have imbalances that have not been reconciled, your ability to discern what's in your best and highest good is muddied. So everything, all of the work, all of the alignment, all of the balance, all of the being centered leads you to your ability to discern what's best for you, and leads you to be able to see the big picture and then tap into your imagination and intuition. And not that you can't do that all along, but it's like, there's cracks in the windshield. You know what I mean? So when all that is cleared up, then you have the discernment. Then you have, again, your imagination, your intuition, your clarity. It's all clarity that you need to be like on your windshield. You need to have clarity in order for that third eye to breathe. You know what I mean?
Yes. Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah. All the muddiness, all the cracks, they can all be fixed, but they're from the lower parts of your system, basically.
Yeah. And that's always going to be the common thread.
Yeah. So I've always lived in vision. I've always lived in imagination. I've always lived in the future. I have this ability to see how something can play out as part of my gifts. I could see how something can play out, and I can build it. That's like my thing, right? Like, I could say, okay, I want to build an online learning school. Let's make it happen. And then I go and do that, but along the way, while I'm building it, and this was a big part of my journey, Dana and I got together, we built this massive platform, but I had a lot of cracks in my foundation. I had a very muddy windshield. So while I can see the bigger picture, it was hard for me to see the current circumstances with clarity. So my discernment was off. Like, okay, this person can help me, when they really couldn't. I know. Here's a stray, Dana. I brought in a stray for us to play with. And you're like, not another one.
I'm like, I got to feed it and deworm it. Jesus Christ.
Because I'd be like, here you go. Bye.
She's not even doing. Okay, go on.
No. But that's because I can understand what it feels like, and I didn't understand Dana's frustration, because I had this beautiful vision, and it was with the best intentions. Everything I did was with a great intention.
Of course, yeah.
And it was never like, oh, whatever. But it was because of my own fear of lack of worthiness for success, lack of worthiness for friendship, lack of faith in myself to do the work. Miss Scusi. Christian yelled at me for saying Miss Scusi this morning. He's like, can you just say excuse me? I'm like, Miss Scusi. Anyway, sorry. But it's that not being able to see clearly really affected me attaining my goals in a peaceful manner. I'm going to attain my goals because I'm driven.
But it's going to be trekking through the mud to get there.
Like, yeah, it's like with a machete cutting through trying to get it when there's a clear path this way.
And that's that free flow people talk about. You know what I mean? Like, what does that mean? That's what it means. And it's interesting because those years in the gallery for me were a crash course in discernment. Just like building uniquely was your crash course in discernment. Yeah. Mine was at the gallery. So I had I'm a very, very clairsentient. I always say clairvoyant in these things, but I think my clairsentience, my ability to feel, is probably my strongest of all of them. I think that there's, they're neck and neck, but I think my clairsentience. So my ability to feel was because of my lack of clarity, my lack of discernment, still trusting people. That's why I was a little bit ahead of you. That's why I was like, no, because I had already been through that. Yeah. But it was attached to beliefs I had that were from my childhood, that I have to work harder to get people to love me, that I have to give more than I receive, that I have to do certain things to be loved. All of those things were a part of when I was building the gallery. So I was constantly being taken for granted, constantly feeling put upon, constantly feeling like my kindness was mistaken for weakness. And when I learned that was based on my beliefs, based on my behavior, my patterns were based on my beliefs, and reconciled that, then I had more clarity. And then again, things were smooth sailing. I knew when to put the brakes on in a relationship. I knew not when to overstep. I knew those things. And that's when things start to free flow. So what does that have to do with the third eye? Well, when I have that kind of clarity about myself, that magic that I talk about, that clairsentience, and I could feel with ease because it's not clouded by my irrational judgments. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So when somebody steps in, I'm like, oh yeah, they feel good. And then usually the evidence supports how I felt. Ooh, I don't know about that. And very, very quickly, the evidence will support that. Yeah. So that's what we're trying to say here. It looked differently for me and Angela in how it was portrayed, but it's the same principle.
Yes. And so the evidence being that, so that's the discernment part. Something feels good, and I wouldn't be able to see that evidence. That was where the lack of clarity was for me, right? Because it was like, oh, we're best friends. Like, we're going to do all this, take everything I have, it's whatever. And then the evidence wouldn't support it. And I would even in the marriage, I didn't take all those red flags that we talked about. That it was
I was just thinking
no. Yeah, pulling all those red flags up. I rationalized, I justified, I did all the things.
Which is all thought, which is all coping. It's just all, that's right. So we got to get out of here. We got to bring it down to here. But this can only be open when we bring it up from here.
Yeah.
Very interpretive dance, folks. This is my interpretive dance to aligning the chakras. Okay, let's do some questions.
Okay. All right, let's do
Oh my God, Debbie, we love you. No, okay. All right. So I want to open with discernment because that's what we're talking about. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to ask the questions in a group and then we'll talk about them. Do I trust myself to make decisions that are for my highest good? There it is. Do I trust myself to build relationships that are for my highest good? Do I know what decisions are best for me? When I exercise discernment, does the trajectory of my life get easier? Do I make decisions based on logic and that are void of any emotional attachment? So we pretty much covered that. Like that was the issue for us. So these are the questions. If you're watching, Debbie, if you're watching, these are the questions that you want to ask yourself, and you'll start to see the things that Angela and I saw along our way. Wouldn't you agree?
100%. And just also discerning the emotions, because sometimes stuff feels good, right? But allow yourself to let it feel good, but really just to take stock. Just take stock in everything that's presented to you with, that felt really good. Okay, so what's the evidence to support that? Just take stock in the situation. That's as simple as that is.
100%. And the taking stock is asking yourself, what do I believe about this? What do I believe about myself? Because your ability to love is beyond measure, Angela. But because of the imbalances, but I love, but what is the evidence in their return to your love? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And when you're not willing to look at that. So I believe as long as I love that, no, there's got to be symbiosis. There's got to be a shift in that belief. Yeah. So, and I get it because I've been there as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's really an interesting thing. So discernment, vision. Am I able to see the big picture with clarity? Do I know the proper steps to get there? Do I trust my intuition? Am I following the joy?
Following the joy is very, very important. Following the joy, because you can have your big picture, right? Like you can have I want to have God, I'd love to live on the beach. That would just be so awesome. How do I get there? Right. That's a vision, right? That's thing. And intuition is, well, I can't afford it right now, but it's something that I really want. So I'm going to take the steps to work towards it. But something Bashar said that I thought was so on point was the joy that you feel when something gives you some excitement. That's your higher self telling you that's your path. And it's really, really important to take any given situation. You've got 2 tasks to do. Do the one that you feel more joyful about first. You still have to do the other one, but always do the one that brings you. If you're faced with an itinerary of several things, start with the one that makes you feel the best and the most. And maybe it is that piece that's going to get you towards that beach house. It may seem unrelated, but wherever that joy is, that's your path in this life. So
100%. And I talk about this in Embrace Your Personal GPS. I talk about and the way Bashar words it and the way you word it is a little bit different, but it's the same thing. Your emotions are your guide. If something feels good, do more things like that. If something feels icky, you might want to steer clear from that. You know what I mean? Yeah. there could be a little bit of confusion, like, yeah, but it feels good to do drugs. But does it? The
but you have to get why? Yeah.
Why? There's an immediate satisfaction. Joy is not necessarily pleasure. It's not necessarily immediate satisfaction. Joy comes from the inside. It's like it's not external. And that's a good decipherer. That's a good way. That's a good way to decipher. You know what I mean? Yeah, decipher. I make up words, but that's a good way to look at it. Like, because that has to do with also, do I trust myself with my discernment? Am I looking outward to feel good? Am I looking outward to be whole, to be happy, to feel joy? It comes from inside, and your internal barometer will tell you. I do it all the time. How does this make me feel? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Why? Where does that come from? And boom, 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 boom. I untie the knot and I move forward. When I lack clarity, that's like a shock. That means I'm tired, or I didn't eat, or you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, totally.
All right. Imagination. Okay. Do I allow myself to be imaginative? Do I use my mind to create new worlds for myself? When I allow myself to be imaginative, what kind of inspired ideas come to me? What is my favorite way to utilize my imagination?
Oh my God. I'm just thinking of Figment in Epcot. Imagination.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, this is my whole world. You know what it is? I used to imagine a better world. I used to imagine a different world because my current circumstances were never good. And I've done that since childhood. Because every situation was not awesome. So I was always imagining somewhere else.
Yep.
And now I'm living in my happiness. Like I'm living in, and I was like, oh yeah. Now let's just add a boat. Let's just add this. Let's just add that. But because I'm so happy and whole, I'm not living in some fantasy world in my mind. I'm not living in two worlds.
They're merged.
Yes.
Merged. And, that's a really good point. And as I was reading the questions, I was thinking about you specifically in your childhood and how you make up little games. Again, we're talking about Angela like she's not here, but make up little games and and play and again, imagine these worlds. Here's the thing. And I've talked about this before. We all have our natural inclinations, our natural gifts, and we utilize them, these aspects of ourselves, to cope. If we have imbalances, if we have trauma, if we have shit that's going south in our lives, we're going to use our closest tools for coping mechanisms. But here's the thing. Your imagination is a beautiful gift. But because this was so imbalanced, your imagination became imbalanced because you began to live outside of yourself.
Yeah.
Right? So the more balanced you become, again, it's all like people talk about aligning with their higher self. And we can talk more about this when we talk about the crown. I want to align with my higher self. Like your higher self is all the way over here and you have to align. Your higher self is buried in the bullshit of your trauma. Your higher self is in here. Once you peel that shit back, your higher self, boom, you're merged because you've cleaned it out. It's not anything that you're outsourcing. Right?
Yes,
so your imagination was this beautiful gift of yours, the highest essence, the highest version of yourself. And when you got all your get Broken Record Hour by Nina Sardano, but when you got all your shit straightened out, that gift now flourishes in a way that is healthy.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
All right. Next one. Okay. Intuition.
Ridiculous authenticity.
Beaver right here. Okay.
I love your beaver, Dana.
Oh my God. I just got it stuffed. Okay. So anyway, all right.
Yes.
Okay. Intuition. Do I recognize how my intuition best speaks to me? Do I exercise my intuition? Do I trust my intuition? When my intuition speaks to me, do I listen? When I listen to my intuition, does my life get easier? When I ignore it, do I have regrets?
Regrets, no regrets. I'm going to put up this clip right here so everyone knows what we're talking about. We know how to spell the word. They didn't. Yeah, man, the listening to your gut and trusting that your gut is guiding you.
Yeah. takes a long time. Again, back to the years of the gallery and those early years when I started painting and found myself on the spiritual journey. I did a lot of looking outward to assist me in what I was doing because I was insecure because I was like new. I was like, oh, what does it really mean when I see blah blah in my dream? And what does it mean when such and such happens? And and to people I trusted, obviously. And the more I became aligned, the more, again, the heart chakra, the throat, all of it, well, all of this started blowing up. I got to the point that even when I did outsource, I started to go, hey, wait a minute, because I was so in alignment with my discernment that I started to recognize that people, and we spoke about this before, people come from their own filters, and it did not resonate with me. But people who still are insecure, and again, it's just a matter of our evolution, are still
no
insecure.
Judgy.
No judgy, but still like, figuring shit out. You in general are going to start to buy into what other people are saying because you don't trust yourself, and it may lead you in a direction that's not in alignment with your best and highest good. So yeah, go for the assists, when you need the assist, but remember, nobody knows you better than you. Nobody knows you. You just have to really get in touch with you, align with your higher self, which is under the rubble, and blah, 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 broken record hour.
Yeah. It's really just, and how do you actually, I'll ask the question. What are good practices for getting in touch with your gut? Like, how do you listen to yourself?
I hate this answer so much. I hate it when I heard it. I hate it that I'm saying it, but it is the answer. You got to meditate. And I know, fuck you, meditation.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, well, meditation. I was just going to get to that. And I talked about this in Woo Woo. I talked about how I was going to start meditating in 2004. I remember it was my New Year's resolution, and I took up kickboxing. I was like, I'm going to do this instead. But really, if meditation is a intimidating thing, right? Because we got to sit, we got to empty our minds. I really believed I had to empty my minds, but really all meditation is being present. Start with simple. It could be go outside, do all these things, but it's a simple thing. Just be aware of your senses. Take 5 minutes out of your day when you start your day. 5 minutes. Sit somewhere in quiet and close your eyes and ask yourself, okay, what do I hear? What do I feel? What do I smell? Even what do I see, even though your eyes are closed? Because, some of us see shit behind our eyes. What do I see? And then sit there and then allow the thoughts to come in. Start with 5 minutes. That's just like one exercise.
Yeah.
Or do something that you love and do it with focus, like without the phone, without this, without that garden. Oh my God, the idea for the gallery came to me while gardening.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I should open a gallery.
Because it's also things that ground you, right? So like, even when you like wash your hands, take a little time if the water feels, but think about the way the water feels, because water is grounding. You don't have to walk outside with your feet in the dirt, but you could. I know you're weird.
I know, I'm so gross.
That's the thing. I was like, I lived in an apartment complex where everybody walked their dogs on the little patches of grass that were there, and they're like, "Go walk outside." I'm like, "Ew!" Like, I'm gonna step in dog pee and poo now. But like when I go to my garden, I just touch my leaves, I touch the plants, I talk to them, and I'm present. And then there's some kind of like, then clarity kind of sets in. I'll just sit with my thing is to just sit outside or stand outside even, and a patch of sun, and even in the winter, and just connect with the sun, the feeling of the sun on my face, and thinking about that. And that usually provides some clarity. So it's little things like that. It's not necessarily cleaning my house. When I'm vacuuming, I'm meditating because I'm grounded. I'm taking care of my space. I feel accomplished. I feel better. And it just helps. So those kinds of things, right, will help you really get in touch with your intuition.
People talk about, like shower intuition or driving intuition. Oh, I had this great idea when I was driving, because you're just kind of in the, you know what I mean? That's like, or in the shower, the same thing,
Yes.
It's just really, it really is about presence. And I try so hard to think of like other ways to say these things, because I don't want to sound like the guru, you know what I mean? But really trying to be as present as possible. I am the worst at going from the next to the next to the next. And I take, the breath. Oh, that's another thing. Breath work. Just take a breath.
Yes.
It's just so simple, and we try to avoid it because we're like, no, that's woo. No, just take a freaking breath. Take a second. Take a moment. Yeah. They don't tell people to count to 10 when they're angry, because to know their numbers. They tell them to count to 10 because in that stillness, in that pause, you find clarity.
Yes, good one,
yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody who's listening, if you could pop in the comments how you ground yourself, how you calm yourself down, how you find presence in every day. Like what's your trick? What's your little thing? Everybody's got something different, but you might spark an idea for somebody. We've given you a couple, but you might spark an idea for somebody else who might have that. And if you comment, we'll send you a present. So let's break the bank and send out lots of presents. Our new shirts are out. I just want to show everybody our new shirts. Stay Fresh cheese bags.
Stay Fresh.
On the back, it's got our giant faces. So I'll pop that in there, available at the store. Yeah. So if anybody, please comment. Let's hear what you got to say. Let's join the conversation.
As you're talking, I was just thinking about the newest thing that I do that I'm embarrassed about, but I'm going to say it out loud. So when I sit outside, I stare at the trees. I mean, that's no secret. And I listen to the birds, right? Remember the blue jays and the woodpeckers?
Yeah, the assholes, the whole
fuck that. But I sit there now, especially in the morning when they're all like, woo, it's feeding time. I'm now able to detect, like I try to focus on where that's coming from and try to imagine where that bird is, how far that bird is. Just a meditative practice. I'm not doing it to be meditative. I'm doing it because it's entertaining for me. And then I imagine them, like where they are and the sounds and the different birds, and even trying to imagine what they look like if I don't recognize the call. Then I started trying to imagine what they're saying to each other. Hey, you over there, shut the fuck up. Hey, did you eat my worm?
So they're all from Jersey.
Yeah. They're all like, you gabagool. Yeah, they're all so that's part of my meditative practice. So whatever works for you.
I love it. I love it. I started doing yoga, right? So this is one of the things, right, of getting in fit. I know we're running late, but I was like, I must go to a yoga class to do yoga. I must go to blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, wait, I know how to do yoga. I've done this before. So I've got a mat, and I now do this practice. I do some planking. I'm doing things to get myself to feel better. And I'm doing yoga, and I'm looking out the window into the yard, and across the way, all the way on the neighbor's roof, I see a bright spot of red, and it's a cardinal. And I'm watching it play while I'm doing yoga. And I'm like, this is amazing. And I'm listening to Pearl Jam. I mean, it's not like, it's like I'm like rocking out to Pearl Jam, doing my yoga moves, hanging out with a cardinal, like in the comfort of my own home, feeling freaking fantastic.
I love that. I love that. I was telling Rod the other day when I was walking, I'm like, I don't even like listen to stuff a lot of the times when I'm walking now. I just like walk in silence. He's like, because you're not doing it to get it done anymore. You're doing it because you enjoy fucking Yoda. You enjoy it. I mean, I talk to the bunnies because I'm normal. Talk to the bunnies and I enjoy it. And he's like, yeah, you are enjoying the practice now. And that's what they say. That's what they mean when they say follow the joy. Do what feels good, and it will lead you to where you want to go. Okay, broken record hour.
Yeah. Okay. So
I want to pick a card.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot a card.
Pick a number.
3.
Okay.
These are always all ooh.
always. So I seek to understand and learn from my experiences. That's part of the third eye. Okay.
Yes.
Questions to ponder. How does my intuition speak to me? Do I feel sensations that help me receive the information? Do I see signs and symbols that bring me information? Do I hear things that help me gather insight? Do I know things without evidence? And that's the clairs. That will lead you to start to understand. And the crystal is merlinite. And what I did was when I pulled these cards out, I started grabbing all these different crystals. Like I found this beautiful amethyst. I think I'm going to give one of these as a gift. Like if somebody comments, likely not this one because it's heavy and it'll cost me like $50 to ship. But this is this is all stuff from the gallery. This is merlinite. Merlinite's kind of cool, huh?
Yeah.
Remember Merlin is magical.
Yeah.
Got some purple fluorite. Got some banded amethyst. Oh my God, I got a whole bag of rocks here. I was like, why wasn't I doing this all? Oh my God, I am the queen of the rocks. This one's kind of cool too. Another banded amethyst.
That's cool.
Yep. So anyway, so merlinite.
Comment if you want a crystal. That one's cool.
Yeah, merlinite's cool. I'm not giving this one up. So just fucking know that.
All right, everybody. So with that, comment below on your practice of how you give yourself presents throughout the day. And you'll likely get a Prezi in the mail.
Prezi in the mail, not Merlinite. Prezi in the mail.
Not Merlinite, not anything heavy. It's just gonna be a thing. So with that, guys, just do it.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Thanks for coming. Just got it stuffed.
From Dana's beaver to yours. Bye.